Howdy guys, how's it going? So today we are out here to test out the components of this MRE survival kit from MREmountain.com. I took and unpackaged this in a video probably about 2 weeks ago, just right around that time frame, and you guys seem to really enjoy the unpacking video. I do want to say before we start, and I don't forget to mention, this right here is one of the very first and kind of demo kits that the guy that owns MRE Mountain put together. He listened to a lot of y'all's feedback, he done some iterations, and there's like different levels. At the moment I think there's the basic kit, and then there's like the premium upgraded kit. This is a little bit of both of those in a way. But we're going to be doing an overnighter, but this still isn't really meant to be purely a standalone kit. With that said, I did not bring much of anything with me. I brought a headlamp because we're going to test out the batteries in this. I brought a can of soup. Although this does have that high calorie food bar, we're going to be eating that, and that food bar alone is really more than you would need. You don't need food for quite a while, but that would be filling and help you replenish calories you'd be burning. But it has a stove in it, so like let's say this was something you wanted to put under the seat of your vehicle, throw some canned food in there if you ever broke down summer or winter. You would have that and have a way to heat up your food. As you see here on the front with this Chicken Tramper water bottle carrier, I've got a thing of smart water. It's 1 liter. And I put a Propel cap on it to make it easier to drink out of. So I know we got water purification tablets in here, so we'll use that to purify water. If you're out hiking or you're out in winter conditions, you should always have an insulating jacket. Right now I just have on a Wind Rider moisture wicking sun shirt, and then this Lester River Bushcraft wool anorak. And that's everything in our main compartment. I'd say the only other item, I forgot and left this IFAK on there, but that's a good thing to have anyways. I brought this Campcraft canvas sit mat to just dump all of our items out on to make it easier for y'all to see. But yeah, we're going to be testing the components and figuring out how we want to set ourselves up for the night. Anytime we do these types of videos without additional survival gear, because this right here is put together in a lot kind of with the same thought process that military survival kits are put together with. When it comes to shelter, there's a lot of things around, you know, in your environment in most cases that you can use. The idea that you're supposed to have adequate clothing, and finally you should, depending on what military it is, the way that they carry their gear, you typically would still have a poncho or something of that nature on you, but we're going to not go with that philosophy because we're going to be covering some upcoming videos where those principles will come into play. So let's take and get our sit mat out and dump our contents. I'm not going to be going over every single piece of gear, so I will link to the unpacking video down in the description. That way if you're curious, you can see the full layout and when we look up close at each component. Oh yeah, and one last thing, there was a little zipper pocket down in there. I had to bring an extra light so that we'll have it for, you know, filming stuff at night with this camera. So yeah, after we've done our unboxing, I had to take some Gorilla Tape, and I use that to close this thing back off. And then we still have this bag that has multiple uses. Okay, and we're going to be testing the power bank as well. My phone is on 75%, so when it gets lower, we'll have that to test that bad boy out. There's our poncho. I've got a couple things we can do with that. We have like a BCB military survival kit, so we'll need to crack that bad boy back open. We do need to get a fire going pretty soon. We got a lot of stuff that we need to do in a relatively short amount of time. I'm going to start with this high energy bar because I want a snack right now. So we're going to crack this open. So this is what those look like. You essentially have four of these rectangular sized biscuits that can be broken in half. So 8 pieces total, and they're individually, each rectangle's packaged. Take our little knife that's in the military kit. And then break her in half and just you know what? I expected this to be extremely dry and really bland. But it tastes like a sweet saltine cracker, but airy. Like it's got like an airiness to it. So yeah, like that's a lot of calories packed into a really small package. But yeah, that's not bad at all. Because I had one of these bars one time. I can't remember if it was one of the SOS versions, or I don't even know all the different versions of these, but it was like really cakey, and Jesus, man, it made you, like, you would have to drink a whole bottle of this just to down 1 or 2 squares of it. So I've seen this spot right here, and we're pretty much 360 degrees surrounded by laurels, and there's all the trees right here are hardwoods and are very, very straight, so there's no danger, nothing falling on us. Hopefully it doesn't get windy tonight, because that would suck. But I want to be kind of tucked in here. Now there is snow here on the ground, it's pretty obvious. I want to have some type of debris bed. Now, like if you live, depending on where you're at, I mean, we have pine trees and stuff, but we just have some white pine and Virginia pine, and all the needles for the trees here are, you know, a solid 30-40 feet in the air. And kicking it up does kind of push the snow more to the underside anyways. Snow is so frozen, like I actually can kind of brush a good bit of it off. So. Okay, so I've took and been adding to this, stepping on it, compressing it like this, and compressed. We got a good 3 inches underneath this. We can always add more to it, but I've been going around some of these laurels that are really covered underneath other trees. The leaf debris isn't really covered in as much snow and are drier, so I'm going through and putting them as our top layer. And for the length of this, what I've learned is doing these like overnight things in the winter with like minimal kit, little to no kit at all, is you want to sleep kind of more in the fetal position, so you don't need to make this huge. Just make sure you got your upper body covered. Anywhere like shoulders down to your waist is most important, but I like to have my thighs too. So it's like if I lay down on this right now, it cuts off. If I'm like this, it cuts off right where my boots are. And so I'm gonna add just a bit more to this, and I don't want to get the poncho out until later. With so many of these laurels around us, you know, they got lots of little pointy ends and stuff, so I don't want to be moving around and take a chance on stepping on it and ripping it, or, you know, snagging it on one of these limbs. I'm being serious with you. Like, a leaf debris bed is super comfortable. It's kind of like a Tempur-Pedic. It just starts to take the shape of your body. Now we'll move on to the fire situation. There's a little dead tree here, I think. In part of that BCB military kit, we got one of their wire saws, so we're going to need to use this tree. So I see it's a little bit over 1 foot long. with these wire saws, it's just really important to do whatever you can to get tension off of it. So like in this case, I can kneel on it. And you don't want to have this thing U-shaped pulling straight up like that. You want to kind of have it out to the sides. So now in front here where our fire is going to go, there's a bit of a slant, but that's actually a good thing because we're going to go find a stick, and the ground is, like today it got up to 35 or 36, tonight the low's 24. So the ground was frozen, but it thawed out just a wee bit, so we should be able to take and kind of dig. We might even be able to do it with our foot. So we want to clear this area out. We'll find some big rocks to put on the back side to kind of help reflect the heat. That'll melt. So yeah, for what we're doing, those three is all we really need. Just to go over it again, we have tons of options for making fire. Like if you cannot make fire with this kit, you really should not be outside at all. But so we got a lighter in an Exotac, I believe. No wait, this is a flame nest, my bad. So a flame nest, waterproof cover for your lighter. So that is, you know, the downright easiest method. We've got from the military kit stormproof matches, also super easy. Inside the military kit you also have the BCB little ferro rod with the bubble compass. I really like those for like the small, as far as small ferro rods go. Then we have the Exotac striker, which this is one of the highest quality strikers I've seen. And the cool thing is it unscrews, and it's got a waterproof compartment to put, it's got a piece of Tinder in it. You know, one of those fire plugs. In our miscellaneous kit here, we've got wax fire plugs, and I'm going to use one of those with the Exotac because I feel like that is what I would do first in an actual situation, unless the weather was extremely like windy or raining. Okay, so I'm hoping that just breaking it in half and twisting it is enough for it to catch. I've got my small sticks here. Got a base platform off the ground. Figure out which direction we're going here. Okay, so that's the direction we're going. Hold it right up to it. And okay, lid a little bit. Might have to break it open a little bit more so it has more surface area. Yep. And that's just because of the type of plug it is. This is the best striker like this I've used so far as the intensity and the heat that's coming off of it. It's just these are some of those plugs that are extremely well, they're just saturated in wax, so they're not very ouch. Ouch, Jesus Christ. Okay, anyways, we got it lit. Get both of them going. So in the event that it was super windy, I would take and shield this base around the edges. I would get one of these plugs, break it in half, then take a storm match, strike it, set those down on it because it'll keep burning even if it's cut off and it's on top of it, and then immediately set my small stuff like that on there, and it'll take off in no time. But right now I'm really glad we don't have to have a windy night like we did with our Haven tent overnighter, which if you haven't checked that video out, go give her a look. But I'm kind of glad that it was windy because that was a really good test for that hammock. So I'm out of water. Need to come down here and fill this up. But real quick, let's talk about our water purification methods. And if you didn't have a bottle with you. So with this, it comes with the Oasis water purification tablets. Each one of these purifies a liter of water, which is a smart water bottle. If you didn't have a water bottle, which you'd have to be in a very remote place to probably not even come across one. You know, they do put these in here, and these are like, these are unlubricated, and this is what they've been using in survival kits ever since these have been around to use as water bags, because it's one of the most compact and durable materials to hold water. So you would just kind of guesstimate a liter, maybe right under, and then drop one of the tablets in it, tie it off, hang it somewhere, wait 30 minutes, and then you have a vessel that you could drink and potentially transport water in. So yeah, this mountain stream is one that I really wouldn't even feel bad about drinking. And there's a compressed towel in the kit as well, so if you had some like really, you know, dirty looking salinated water, you could take and open that towel up, cap it over the end of whatever it is you're trying to fill up, and then that'll just keep a lot of, you know, dirt, debris, sediment and stuff from getting in your water. But those tablets, or these tablets, will purify it regardless. The one thing you're going to be careful of though doing this is like your hands are going to have to get wet, and this water is ice cold. So now I need to hurry and get back to the fire and warm our hands up. Oh, actually, but first we need to take, and as you can see, there's the depressions on the back. Got like 20 of these bad boys. So yeah, I mean, these just look like a little white aspirin tablet. Drop that in there. Shake it up a bit. And then just take note of whatever time it is and wait at least 30 minutes. I think, and it doesn't say it on this particular one, but with the Oasis ones, but I know that with Aqua Tabs, which is my personal favorite water purification tablet, it says like in colder water, wait a bit longer, like 45 minutes to an hour. So, one of the pieces of wood that I found that I broke up and put on the fire was this fallen yellow poplar. There we go, there's the smoke, always on time. Yellow poplar limb, and the bark was just peeling right off of it. And in case you didn't know, this stuff right here makes some of the best bird nesting material, tinder material in the eastern woodlands. So I'm going to get that to make sure it's dried out, and that'll make, you know, starting the fire back up at any point if we was to not offer too long, or, you know, whatever the case may be. It'll make starting it back a lot easier. So we'll just set that near the fire right now on the outside so that any little bit of moisture in it can dry out. So now this right here is our super thin battery bank, and it is 5,000 milliamperes, and it comes, like, since I have an Android, this has got a USB Type-C, which is what most things are, unless, you know, you're in the Apple family. But most headlamps, rechargeable lanterns, you know, Android phones, things of that nature all take USB Type-C now. Sorry, and yeah, I misspoke. This right here is the cord that you can use to recharge this, so it is reusable. It's not like a one-off thing. But then this one, where it's USB Type-C, it's got the cable built into this upper corner, and it just folds out like that. And I've got to take and get my phone screen replaced because it cracked it on me. We'll just plug that in there, and then it immediately turns the battery bank on and starts charging the phone. So with this bushcraft shirt, it's actually got internal pockets, so I can just fold this behind my phone like that. It's got a flexible cable, and tuck it down in there, and we'll be good to go. Oh, so yeah, the sun is starting to set. And right now it looks like we're sitting right at 30 or 29 degrees now that the sun's setting. While we still have light, I wanted to just do a couple quick things. I want to go ahead and assemble our stove. So yeah, this is a French ration stove that we'll use to heat up our soup. It's got a garbage bag in there. I later found out after the video that I did showing all the components in this, these things right here are bendable can holders. So if you have like kind of the smaller can, you know, tuna cans, a can of chicken, I know pate is a big thing in different countries. But yeah, you bend this and you can hook it over the lip and underneath the base of the can, so you have something to lift it on and off of the flame with. And there's 2 of those in there. Here we got our bendable stove, and this is a lot sturdier feeling than like some other of these MRE type heating stoves that I've used so far. Got a book of matches. Oh, I forgot about that. They give you 20, so you got 20 more aqua tabs here. So all in all, you can purify up to 40 liters of water. So that'll hold you off for quite a while. And then we have got 6 of the fuel packets that come with it, and these are made by like Fire Dragon. This is another, like, I think BCB type deal. But on the box it shows there's a couple different ways. There's 2 different ways basically you can fold this. It's not complicated at all. So we're going to take this, we're going to bend these 2 legs down. That'll be on the ground. Then we can bend these up, and then fold these sides in like that. And then our can sit on there. We can kind of push this into the ground a bit. Then you leave the fuel tablets in the container. You just pull the top off, and they're designed to rest inside of that square cut out there. So very nifty. And I'll go ahead and put these other water purification tablets in our accessory bag here, which this is a hot beverage bag. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, these are the 2 types of fire plugs that are in there. So you kind of have the fully, you know, hard waxed ones, and then you have these kind of fluffier ones, but these aren't going to be as waterproof. And there's those 2 towels I was talking about, like decompressible towels, plus we got our napkin, like an MRE napkin. If you was going to be building a shelter, that military survival kit has a small hank of some cordage in there, but this kit comes with a handful of Ranger bands, and I would actually use these to kind of hold up like a tripod setup instead of wasting cordage, because these could later be taken off. Still got about 15 minutes till our water is done, going through about 45 minutes of the purification process. But in there we have got a an emergency drink mix packet, so we'll put that in this. Alright, so it's been 45 minutes since, I don't know why the exposure's so bright there, but it's been 35 minutes. Sorry, it's been 45 minutes since I put the water purification in there. Just give her one more shake here, just make sure everything's good and agitated. And try it without anything, because I just looked, that vitamin C packet, it recommends putting in like 6 to 8 ounces of water. This is way more than that, so I ain't gonna do that until I get it down to roughly that level, because I don't like a super watered down drink mix like that. I want a nice solid, strong orange flavor. But as far as by itself, the Oasis tablets give it just a very, very, very almost unnoticeable chlorine-ish taste, but other than that, it's fine. I've had a lot of different water fountains have water that taste a lot more chemically than this. Yeah, so it's about 28 degrees now. Like whenever I turn my phone on, you can see right there it says slow charging due to cold temperatures. But I'll put this back in my pocket here so that Hopefully that'll change, but it won't be long. I'm gonna have to, as I start to kind of get more stationary around here, I'm just going around collecting wood. I'll have to take and put on that Terran Design jacket underneath this, because I still just have on that Wind Rider sun shirt and this Celestial River Bushcraft anorak. And as long as you're moving around and it's not super windy, this thing is super warm. Yeah, I don't know how well, if at all, you can see that, but we're sitting right at about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to get my Terran jacket out and get it put on. Right now, I don't think I'm going to need both of them. I think I'm just going to wear the Terran, this is the Campfire Jacket 2.0, if you're curious. And then I'll just hang up my anorak here. I just think one thing just fell out of the pocket. Here's the spoon that's in that bad boy, and that's what we're going to be eating with. So I'm glad he put a spoon in there for people like me that always forgets it. And then in the Ziploc bag, this is the matches. So yeah, these are BCB matches. I'm mainly doing it right here, not on the other side, because the ground now, where we're at like 20 degrees all around, is frozen. So I've got this, I kicked back some dirt, it's stuck in there pretty good. Classic chicken noodle soup. So I'm just going to peel this back, and it's just one of the Fire Dragon fuel tabs, which is just inside like an aluminum container. Use your fork here. Pop the top. I wanted to take and get bring a can of stuff that didn't have a pull tab to, you know, there's a couple different can opener options in this. However, I didn't have anything that I really wanted to eat that matched that description. So I'm going to take and burn the food and stuff off of the lid, and then I'll burn the can. That just is to get rid of the majority of the smell, so we don't have to worry about possums or raccoons visiting us in the night. It's not foolproof, but it does help. And these matches, even though they're in a book, they're, Jesus Christ, that oil's poking me in the ear. They're more wooden. Like, they're not like a paper type match, really. So here we go. See, I had a problem with these last time. See, I'm good with matches, like, truthfully. Like, I normally don't have any trouble, but something about this style of matches, and I feel like it is something I'm doing wrong, but I'm not sure what it could be. So I'm going to put two together here. Okay, two together seems to work just fine. I think that the coating, and that's lit. So I think the coating on the matches is too thin for the stick. Okay, so we got that on there. She's burning good. But now if I need to light another one to finish heating the soup, we'll just take and grab a stick right there out of the fire. I'll play around with these more. I'll figure them out. Just not a type of match I'm familiar with. Alright, so I just used the second, so 2 out of the 6 fuel tablets with a stove, and I believe okay, so our soup is warm. It's not hot. It's right at that perfect warm eating temperature with 2 of those fuel tablets. But this is a large can of chunky chicken noodle soup, and I believe that those, like these MRE ration heaters like this, are meant, like I said, for those small cans of meat or whatever it is that they, you know, put them in. It's like the size of a large tuna can typically. And with that being flatter and less dense, this right here, the heat would have to travel all the way up. So I think that's why it took 2 to achieve what we was looking for. Now, clearly, if you have a fire, you can do it over the fire, but you know, the whole point about being out here and doing this is to test as many of the components as we can within this, you know, mock scenario. But for what it is, that little ration stove works well. Oh yeah, and I took and I mixed up that emergency drink. I think I probably have about 8 ounces, maybe 10 of water there. And I'll go down here. We'll go down here and fill this thing back up and drop a tablet in it, and then search around for wood because it's getting late. And then I'll go around and gather more firewood, and then we'll just kind of try to get situated for the night. So these are the AA and AAA batteries that came with the kit, and I didn't like fully plan on this happening, but my headlamp just started blinking, which means the batteries are low. That's what that red light on there means, if you can even see that. That's the lowest setting on the flashlight that I brought, so let me try to reduce some smoke here. Because yeah, this headlamp is either, oh hello. This headlamp is either AA or AAA. I'm thinking it's triple. But this is a Petzl RGB headlamp. Yeah, it takes 3 AAA batteries. So we got those. There's 5 in here, and then there's 5 AA batteries. Let me just crack that open. Okay, so batteries replaced, snap that back on, push that down, and we got a green light. So that means our batteries are full powered. Even though I've been letting these sit over there, like just in the open in the cold, to see if it affected them much. But heck yes, now we got our headlight. I got a good bit of wood over there, and some smaller stuff right there. I found this one big log. I'm gonna see if I can find another big log to have to throw on there, but I'd like to go ahead and start trying to doze off, because we'll be having to get up periodically and, you know, tend to this situation right here. So let's take and get our poncho situated. Oh yeah, and I went down there and filled up my water bottle. I've got a tablet in there. It's got another 30 minutes before it hits the 45-minute mark. I'm going to have my backpack here that we can kind of, there's not really anything in it other than the frame. Actually, let's take the rest of our kit, because I packed all of our small stuff back up in there. We'll stick that in the bottom, and then just have a little something to put their head on. And then we got our poncho, and I think the best course of action with this, instead of wearing it, since I know there's going to be no precipitation, any dew that falls on us, our tearing jacket is waterproof underneath here, and then the wool is mostly pretty water resistant. So I would rather have 2 layers of this poncho underneath me to prevent any moisture from coming up. Plus, because I think if I wear it, then I'm going to toss and turn and just immediately tear holes in it. But there we go. We got ourselves a moisture barrier. We got ourselves a pillow. And I got my gloves in my pocket. But to just show you how this is going to work, and then I'll pull my schmog up over my face. And depending on like how cold or how warm you are, you can kind of scoot up, change positions. But I'm pretty confident in the fact I've got enough of this debris compressed down now, because it's very, very compressed where I've been walking, kneeling, and sitting on it, and there's still about 2.5, 3 inches. So between the gloves, keep them in the pocket, should be good to go. And we definitely got a nice kind of cowboy camp set up here. We just lack a little bit, like a little sliver of the moon from it being a full moon. So it's a pretty bright night, like walking down to get water. I had my headlamp on, but I turned it off, and you really don't even need it on a night like this when there's still snow and stuff in the woods, because the light from the moon reflects off the snow and you can pretty well see where you're going. And I just checked the thermometer over there. We're sitting right at 20 degrees. Well, I'm just gonna chill out here for a bit and look at the stars and try to sleep a little bit and add some wood to it. And I'll get back with y'all. Right now it's 10 o'clock. If I can stoke this up one more time and go to about 12 or 1, I'd be very happy. So I'll talk to y'all then. Well, good, I guess good morning. I'm going to try to lay back down here in a minute, but it's just now hitting 2:55 in the morning. Laying down, got all nice and cozy. My upper body's warm. Our insulation from the ground's working decently well. Probably could have done to have another inch or two, because I kind of just have to toss and turn around to keep, it's really just around my butt and hip area that gets any of the cold spots. But the fire died down to just a base of coals. So I just took and threw on some sticks that I'd laid here for that purpose on there and blew life back into it. But I'm gonna have another one of the energy bars, or ration bars, whatever you want to call them. And I checked the thermometer. I think I probably already edited and showed you, but we're sitting at a nice warm 10 degrees Fahrenheit right now, but luckily it's not windy at all. Thought I would check in this time at one of the points where we got to get up and you got to resituate the heat source. But other than that, I'll talk to y'all whenever we actually get up and you know, are ready to head out. So thanks for hanging out at this point, guys. See y'all in the morning. Good morning, guys. How's it going? So I just took and got the fire stoked up, but we completed it, made it a full successful night. You know, it's always a bit rough on and off, but still a good time. It's just now 7:12 a.m. My thermometer, it's still kind of in between like 10 and 12 degrees, but I don't know what it is, something like with air pressure or air humidity, but it always seems like it feels colder between like 6 and 7:30 or even 8 a.m. depending on how the sun rises. But today it's over, well, Actually, no, it's not overcast. It just seems like it's taking the sun a bit longer to come up. But we got really lucky with absolutely no wind last night. Super calm. It's still calm this morning. So I gotta say, I mean, all in all, the kit worked, you know, great. I mean, it's got a lot of useful components in it for different types of situations. You know, really, when it comes to this stuff, we've done it with other videos. Like, you really, you know, at a certain point when it comes to like bushcraft skills and like primitive skills and stuff, the whole point is being able to potentially make it without anything. So if you can do that, then, you know, having extra amenities such as the things that was in the kit makes this seem pretty easy, especially just as an exercise, because once again, this wasn't like a full-blown, you know, survival kit challenge, as much as it was just field testing as many of those components within that kit that we could. Now, see, I still have the combat, which is slightly different, like from the combat survival kit that I got from Military Mountain. That's like the BCB 10 that we done the unboxing with. I still have that, and we are going to do an overnighter. I'm going to prioritize my recent Altoids 10 kit because it's new and that's been like really requested. Let's be honest, I didn't want to do that during this polar vortex. And then what I've done with my water bottle is I slept with it underneath my backpack, and it's got a little bit of ice in it, but it's not frozen, so that worked out pretty well just to shield it a bit. But yeah, that's enough rambling. I'm gonna take and make sure I got all my little doodads and stuff packed up, and I'm gonna head out of here. So as always, really appreciate you taking time to watch the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. Really helps. Subscribe if you hadn't already. Share the channel with your friends, family, invite enjoys good old outdoor activities. If you're interested in that kit that I had, or just any of the items, the clothing and stuff that I used on this particular outing, I will have that stuff linked down in the description box below the video. Anytime you watch my video, I will try to always link to the gear and stuff that I use down below for those of you that are curious. Please hit me up in the comment section, thoughts, opinions, ideas, whatever it may be. And until the next one, guys, adios.